Good morning, you lot. How you all doing? I hope you're all alright. I'm going to try and get the little quad bike running good today. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you what it is in a minute. But it's got a bit of an issue. But before we do that, I want to show you lot how well the old GoFundMe's going for the camper van. So for those of you that don't know, I got a camper van a little while ago, and I knew it was going to need a lot of work, but it needed more work than I expected, and it's going to cost a lot more money than I expected. So under advice from you lot, some of you lot, not all of you, some of you are against it, but some of you are with it, I started up a GoFundMe page, and mate, it's going pretty well. So there it is. That's me camper van, look. And there's me GoFundMe page. Got £115 so far, and yeah, I just had a recent donation, so we've had one £5, £10, and then that £100 from Raffaella Ratti. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate every single just piece of support, you know. So £115 towards the restoration of my old camper van. Proper, really happy. If you want to donate anything, if you want to help or anything like that, the description will hold the information you need to get to the GoFundMe page, or you can probably just search the title of it, Family Talbot Express Motorhome Repairs. Perhaps you could search that in the GoFundMe website, I don't know. But I'll put the link probably in the description if you want to help. And yeah man, that would be brilliant. And hopefully I'll have it done in a couple of years' time. Before I get on trying to do this quad bike to get it running, I've got to try and find the tripod for this camera, because I can't find it anywhere and I need it. I can't find the tripod anywhere. But got a little quad bike, and it's been sitting outside for quite some time now. I had a bit of an issue with it where it'd start up, and then when it warms up it just conk out. So I've got a couple of ideas what it is from experience. I've had this quad now for, well, a number of years, many years. Had it brand new from the Suzuki shop in the mid-90s at some point, and you know, had it ever since, so pretty much know this thing inside out. So we're going to start with the spark plug, give that a good old clean. I don't think I've got any new ones. If I've got a new one, I'll stick a new one in, but I don't think I have. I'll have to take it out and see what number it is, and then we'll see, might replace it. But let's see if I can get it to start up, then you can see exactly what we're dealing with, and then we'll see if we can get it to run properly. I can't find the tripod, so I'm going to have to balance you on a chair or something. Alright, I think I've got you balanced on a motorbike stand. Let's start it up, you can see what I mean. It's been started for a few months, so it might be a bit, might take a while, if it even starts, that is. I think we've got a bit of petrol in there. Oh yeah, plenty of that. Plenty of the old pet rolls. Right, let's have a go. Not bad after a few months. Run for a little bit, warm up a little bit, then it'll just sort of die like that. So it's going to die in a minute if I try and rev it. There you go, nothing. Now it's warmed up a bit. You keep trying to do that, it'll just keep doing the same until it won't start at all. Now, this can happen sometimes when the plug's a bit fouled up, and I haven't cleaned that plug for God knows how long, and I've been running it with two-stroke oil in the petrol as well as the tank, so it's been a bit richer than usual. So I reckon it's a bit fouled up, so that's where we'll start, and then like I say, we'll have a look to see if we've got a new plug. But anyway, let's go and find a spanner to get that plug out. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to unnecessarily take that plug out all the time and clean it just because I wanted to do it. That's how you learn, man. When I was a kid, that's how you learn. You know, I doing it that quad, you know, always going down the shop and buying a new spark plug, just because, you know what, I was watch these on the YouTube didn't exist then, back in the, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. YouTube come about long after that. So I used to watch like the motocross and all that on the TV and that, and you'd see him after every single ride that they'd change the plug, and I used to think that that was the thing to do. So I used to go down the shop and buy loads of them as a kid, you know, and just change them after every time I'd go out and ride it. I'd come back and change it. What a waste. My dad was like, no, you just clean it. So then after that, I followed what my dad's advice. He was like, just clean it off. Don't. So then I cleaned it, kept cleaning them. Instead of buying new ones, I'd clean it instead, get a wire brush and brush it off. That's what you do. Don't keep changing them until they, only change them when they stop working. Because if they're still working, just clean them. They'll be alright. That's what you do. Just clean them off. Anyway, let's find a wire brush and a spanner. I don't really know what size it is. I could just get the plug socket out and see if that will fit in there. I think I'll get the plug socket. I don't know what size ring spanner it is. Let's try and find a wire brush. There we go. There's a nice wire brush. That'll clean that off lovely. Need a cloth really, but I haven't. Well, I have actually. I've got that one, but I want to save that one. Anyway, let's get this spanners out and have a look. Let's see all the cobwebs in there. Plenty of the old Spidey Wideys have gone in there. Right, let's get that off. There you go. Don't even see in there, can you? Alright, well, that's off. So I've got here. That one will fit. That might fit in there. Either that or it'll be a fat one. That's the fat one. That's the big one. That's the one we want. That'd be the one. I don't even know what you can see and what you can't see, because I can't see the screen, because the screen on my camera is broken. There we go. Can you see it there? I think you can, can't you? Let's see what we got there. Well, that ain't going to be doing no good. That's certainly not going to be doing any good. Very black and oily. So we'll give that a clean off. What number is it? Oh dear. BPR6HS. Okay. Right, let's clean it off. Wire brush, bit of a cloth. Give it a clean, see what happens. I come in here because the sun's shining. I can't see the screen on the camera. I don't know what the bloody hell I'm filming. Anyway, I need to find another cloth. So when you do these, if you didn't know, you're supposed to get the. I ain't got no bloody rag. I have to go and get a bit. But you get your wire brush and you just sort of just brush it off like that. And they do spark plug cleaners. I used to have one actually. It's got like a load of sand in it. You put a plug in it. You plug it into 12 volts. Put a plug in it, and it'll blast sand at it and clean it off. It worked pretty well. It come from, I don't know, 1970s or something. My granddad's it was. I don't know what's happened to it. It's got lost in all the junk and rubbish that I have laying around. But some people get the lighter and burn it with a lighter or a flame. Burn it off. I like to use a wire brush. It's what I was taught to do. It's what I've always done. Use a wire brush. Give it a good old clean like that. A bit of a better wire brush than this one. This one's cleaned many plugs in its time. It's a bit bent over, but give it a good old clean like that, and then get your cloth and just wipe it. I'm gonna go and find a bit of cloth. I need a cloth. I need to get some more rag really, but I've run out. Right, I've got an old towel. Tell you what, I reckon this might be alright. It's an old plug. It's been there for, well, years. It's probably been there for about 10 years, that plug. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was giving up. The issues that it's having where it's conking out. Definitely a spark issue, I reckon. It is running very, very rich because of all the extra oil in there, you know. But make sure I get nearly all of that out. Look, and we've got a nice clean electrode, if it'll ever focus on that. Nice clean electrode. You know, I don't know about the gap. I'll have to check the gap. In fact, I'll tell you what I can do. I can check the gap now, because what I've got is, I must admit, you lot, I never ever check gaps. I just don't. And then we just clean the plug, stick it back in. I only check the gap if I have real issues running, and then I get the plug out and check the gap. But for the purpose of you lot, I'm going to check the gap. And what I've got here, this is my shelf with all my manuals. Not all of them. I've got loads of Haynes manuals for all the different cars and motorbikes I've had in the past. Look, TTR 125. Sold that. Well, I didn't sell it with the manual. I didn't realise I had the manual. But there you go. But what I have got is the original LT50 manual. So, in this, it should tell me what the spark gap should be. Index, English and Espanol. So they must have only sold it in England and Spain. Oh, there you go. Look, the year 2000. So that means that I bought this quad bike in the year 2000. So it wasn't mid-90s, it was the year 2000. Because if the instruction manual says copyright corporation year 2000, that must mean when it was bought. It wouldn't say 2000 if it was bought in the 90s, would it? So there we go. We now realise that this is a 2000 quad bike. So that means it is exactly 22 years old. Is that right? 2022? Yes. 22 years old. Engine oil. There's all sorts going on here. I need to find spark plug. Spark plug. Vary the engine speed. Oh, lovely. The engine speed should be varied during braking. Oh, this is all about braking. Starting the engine. Somewhere around here we should have a spark plug. Stop the engine, release the throttle and apply the brake. Turning. Ask an adult to supervise. Okie dokie. Maybe you lot have seen it and I've gone past it, but there should be spark plug somewhere. Oh, there you go. There's cleaning the air filter. Maybe this plug will come around here somewhere. Cleaning the air filter. Ah, there you go. I see spark plug. Right. So the gap. The plug gap. To maintain a hot, strong spark, keep the plug free of carbon. Remove carbon from the plug with a wire or pin and adjust the gap to 0.5 to 0.6 millimeters or 0.020, 0.024 inches for good ignition. Use a thickness gauge to check the gap. Right you are, dude. I've got loads of old school ones in here somewhere. Yeah, there's some old school ones, but I've got my new one here, so we'll use this one. Alright, so we've got 0.5. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go, 0.5 mil on the old feeler gauge. And that fits in there quite nicely. It's hard to try and judge where you are because my screen's broken on the camera, you see. All I can see is upside down blur, but I think you're looking at it. There we go. That's 0.5, so that's about right, that gap. Don't need to adjust that in the slightest. That is a very good gap. So let's go and stick the old plug back in and see if we get a better run. It's a very nice day out here today, very sunny, which is good. Ooh. Stick that back in there. See what we get. I could put a bit of dielectric grease on that at some point, but anyway, let's go. Let's see what we get. I'll start it up now while I'm holding it, while I'm holding the old camera. Maybe it ain't gonna fix it, maybe I ain't stick a choke on. Very smoky because it's running 2-stroke in the fuel as well as in the tank, you see. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. Take away that smoke with putting neat petrol in there. Well, that I'd say was a win. That's definitely a win, that is. It's a lot better than it was. Love it. Running very nice now. Yeah, it's been running for a while now and it's running lovely. So we'll call that a win, I think. It's lovely jubbly. I don't want to run it too long with that 2-stroke oil in the petrol. Come on, that's it, focus. I don't want it too long with that 2-stroke oil in the petrol as well because it'll fail out again and blah blah blah. So I'm going to stick a lot of neat petrol. I probably might drain that 2-stroke out of it. The reason why it's got 2-stroke in the petrol as well as the oil, because I knew that, I obviously know, but I only had 2-stroke mixed at the time when I wanted to restart that up. So I just poured it in and it was alright. It is alright doing it like that, but I could just disconnect the oil feed and then run that petrol out, but it's a lot of palaver. I think what I'll do is I'll just, if I had something to ride it, I'd probably ride it, run it out, but I haven't. So I'm probably just gonna stick a load more neat petrol in there to sort of reduce the thickness of oil in the petrol, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, it's definitely handy. I've still got the instruction book. Survived all these years. Yeah, I like to keep manuals and instructions because you never know when you're gonna need them, and you know, they're always handy to have. I've got loads of them. More than what's on this shelf. A workshop manual for a Mini there. That's a proper old Mini. Look, I've got 2 Citroen Saxo ones. 3 Citroen Saxo ones. A Peugeot 106. I miss my 106. My 106 was a bloody good car. That was. We've got one on Sex. I definitely need that one. That's one I definitely need. Honda Camino PA50, Renault Traffic Diesel for my when I had the van, you know, Land Rover Discovery. Very handy manuals to have, very very good. You know what, a lot of the time, especially you lot in America and probably Canada and other countries, probably some in England as well, but I do see it mainly on American YouTube channels. People, they change over the spark plug, you know, without even thinking about cleaning it. It's just, oh, it's not running right, need a new plug, take the old one out, put a new one in, and don't even bother cleaning it or anything. You can just clean a plug and you can get a lot of life, save yourself a lot of money, and it saves a lot of waste as well. All them plugs that have been thrown away, which were perfectly good, they were just a bit dirty, needed a bit of a clean, do you know what I mean? If your girlfriend or wife gets a bit dirty, you don't throw her away and get a new one, do you? Chuck her in the shower. So the next time you're strimmer, chainsaw, quad bike, anything that's petrol, car, even if it's a car with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cylinders or spark plugs, and it's running a bit dodgy, don't just chuck them out and get new ones. Take them all out, give them a clean with a wire brush and a cloth, check the gap, stick them back in, and I will probably guarantee that most of the time that's only the problem. They're a little bit dirty, a little bit carbon built up on them, or the gap might have got a bit too small, a bit too big. Do that first before you buy new ones. Just do it, because you'll save yourself a lot of money, and also it save a lot of waste, you know, a lot of wasted plugs going into the bin, you know. It's just better for everyone if you just do that. I'll catch you on the next one, you lot. All the best. Enjoy yourselves.